Real quick, just stepping in to remind everyone that I have a movie channel. Check out my movie channel if you want. It's Jackson Kruger Movies. The link is in the description below, so if you're tired of just hearing my bad sports takes and want to also hear some bad movie takes, make sure you check that out. Again, link is in the description below. Quentin Johnston was selected with the 21st pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. He was the second out of 4 straight wide receivers taken. Both Zay Flowers and Jordan Addison have had a lot of success. Johnston, not so much. In fact, this was kind of a disastrous year one for him. Although I will say, I did think he started to play a little better towards the end of the year. I made a film study like midway through the year, discussing kind of how tough it had been. But I thought that he did improve pretty significantly. Again, I'm not going to say it was great or anything, but he showed some flashes. So I kind of want to get into the film, talk about some of the most recent film, and just ask the question, is there hope for him? Can he be someone who was, considered to be one of the better receivers, if not the best receiver in this past draft class? Is there hope for him getting to that level, or is he just, not a, great college player, not a good NFL player? Well, let's just get into it. First, let's start off with a play like this, where you're going to see he is running underneath right here. That's kind of the way this play is going to work. It's essentially almost like a screen pass type situation. When this play begins, again, not exactly, it looks like the quarterback was actually wanting to throw deep, maybe he was just looking off the defenders. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not in huddle. I can only guess what exactly is happening. But you see right here, Johnston, has the ball in his hands. I did think we saw the occasional flash of stuff like this towards the end of the year. As you see, he actually just blows by a Kansas City defender, and it's worth mentioning the Chiefs don't have their starters in this game, so maybe it's not the best tape to use, but I still think it's worthwhile, as we did see some flashes of like, hey, NFL backups are still really good players, and you can't have everyone be a backup. As in, you have to play some starters. You only have so many roster spots, but just in general, I thought we saw him be able to make some nice plays. Like this one's kind of another one where it's going to be a one-on-one matchup here once again, and watch what happens. When this play begins, there is a blitz, but, quarterback's going to throw it up towards Quentin Johnston. So it's worth mentioning that when I say that Johnston did seem to get a little better, Herbert wasn't there. To me, there does appear to be a little bit of a window. You kind of throw it, more back shoulder. There's a potential for this to play to work. The issue, this ball is just off, so was not able to be a completion. Like that was kind of, how that went. So again, good play for Quentin Johnston. Not really his fault the ball couldn't get there. We saw some flashes, and then we saw a lot of Quentin Johnston type plays. And what I mean by that is, well, I'll just show you. So something like this, where it's going to be a one-on-one matchup that Quentin Johnston is going to be going up against here. It's not exactly, it's a little bit more, it's zone coverage, but it's essentially going to turn into a one-on-one matchup. So that's how this play works. And, for what it's worth, going up against Jalen Watson, who is a starting corner for the Kansas City Chiefs. So while we could say, backups, well, this isn't a backup. This is a starter. And you're going to see that when this play begins, watch how really Johnston kind of just blows by him. So that's what you definitely see a lot of on film sometimes with Quentin Johnston. It's not like he's incapable of making things work and getting open. When his throw is made, it's going to be a, accurate throw, and it's pass interference. Hey, good job by Quentin Johnston. You drew the pass interference play call. You weren't able to make the catch, but that's fine. You got the pass interference things. That's what you would see, but you see how he didn't catch the football. And, okay, hey, it's pass interference. What are you supposed to do? Well, this would kind of become a trend with Johnston. Like this one's another one where it's going to be once again a one-on-one matchup. You see where he is on the field, and watch what happens. When this play begins, it's Joshua Williams, another starting corner for the Kansas City Chiefs. Hey, once again, there's a little bit of a window, but once again, this is not going to be complete. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're getting open, if you're not making the catch when you have an opportunity to. These aren't easy catches by any means. I mean, one of them he was literally getting interfered with, so it's hard to blame him too much. But like at the same time, it's the NFL. You're going to have to find a way to make these plays work. Like again, this one's another one where the way this is going to work is it's zone coverage play. You see the route that Johnston is going to run right here, and he's going to run it well. Look at how when quarterback takes the snap, fires it in Johnston's area, there's a window. I mean, again, this is good stuff. This is exciting things to see if you're a Chargers fan.
But once again, he just isn't quite able to make the grab. And again, that's a catchable, like that's just the drop right there is how you have to view it. Sure, it's not the easiest catch in the world, but like these aren't bad throws. It's just, he has to find a way to make the play work. There is honestly a lot of reason to believe that when a guy has drop issues, it's reasonable to believe they'll probably get better with those drop issues, right? Like that probably isn't going to be an issue that plagues their entire career. You see, Mike Evans will have his drop issues, but then he'll have games where he catches everything. Jamar Chase had some drop issues in the preseason, and then that wasn't an issue at all. Hasn't been an issue so far. For Johnston, though, it's becoming more than just drop issues. I mean, he is someone that this was an issue with him coming out of college, was not being able to make the grab. And again, drops are drops. Like, drops are going to happen. You kind of can't control those too much. Some guys seem to drop more than others, but you kind of assume that year in and year out, you're not going to be like lead the league in drops every year because there is a lot of just flukiness that goes into that. It's a high variance stat, right? But the thing is, it's less about drops to me and more about lack of being able to go up and make a play, lack of being able to just find a way to make something work when you do have a window, being able to hold on to the ball, that kind of stuff. And to me, that would be the number one thing I focus on if I'm Jim Harbaugh working with Quentin Johnston, is like, we have to figure out a way to get him to be able to make these catches in traffic. Because the good news is that we do see some flashes of potential with Johnston. I do not think this is one of those rookie years where it's like, oh, he just stinks, let's get rid of him. Again, it's not looking great because of this overall situation, and this is something you just have to get better at. Like, again, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good you are getting open if you can't catch the football, right? However, at least there is some hope for the future that maybe he can get this stuff down and maybe he can, catch the football more and find ways to make these work. I don't know. I can't think of an example where someone's gone from like awful at this to great at this, but I have seen, guys at least clean up the drops in massive ways, and maybe that's something that Johnston will do. I don't know. Although the one thing I should also mention is that he also just isn't getting open enough. He's getting open some. He's getting open, like, not never. But he needs to be getting open more as well as part of the issue. And again, you see the flashes of it. But I wouldn't say, even if he was, like, a good contested catch guy this season, I still don't know if it's a great rookie year because, like, there were so many, times when he wasn't getting open and things like that. However, there were enough times where he was getting open that if he was a good contested catch guy, we'd be thinking a lot differently about him after 1 year. Is kind of how I view this. So, hey, we'll see if, is Quentin Johnston good? It's going to have to be we'll wait and see, but that's what he has to do to get better is get the hands down. The other stuff is good enough, in my opinion, and again, hopefully that gets better as well if you're a Chargers fan. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.